Good morning to all of you. Uh, yep, so welcome back to a new week. Yep, so hope to have some fun this week. But I believe that, a lot of students are added in my contact list. And I was just seeing some students' status mentioning that the college classes have begun in interest poindi. Please appreciate the fact you had close to 1 month of vacations. Number one, if the college classes will not start now, the academic pressure is going to increase on you more. Number two, you're going to take classes from home only. So let's embrace the changes which are happening, guys. Do not expect things to change just because of the lockdown. Let's get back to our normal schedules. Let's get motivated, right? So, yeah, in fact, really happy to see Abhish's statements waiting for college classes. I mean, guys, please appreciate if the college classes will not start now, it's going to take a toll on your academic schedule, on your college as well, and on you as well, right? So, I don't know. GRE, I guess I already sent messages, guys. The GRE classes are going to start from today. Right. So today you'll be having intro to GRE and verbal class. So for all of those who sent me messages, I did send them the complete plan of today. App today by today afternoon you can download the app, guys. We are just about to finalize things. App is almost ready. Yeah, GRE verbal will be by Friday here, and I'll be taking the quant. As of now, for next 2 weeks, I'm trying not to take quant because the basics we are discussing in the morning hours. So next 2 weeks will be just introducing to verbal ability. CAT classes are going on here, and I have a close list of 30-36 students. I have been repeatedly telling in the classes that in case you're interested, let us know. Right? So Sai, you can just message me so that you can join the classes from today. Yeah, so I've always been telling in the class here, just message. The number is on the slide only. Last complete week we had data interpretation and a lot of GVB students had taken part in that. So guys, again for next 2 weeks, CAT classes will also keep on going on. You want to learn GRE verbal, which is of a slightly higher level than CRT. Clear? So the verbal classes are planned for GRE next week, and for CAT also the classes are going on. In fact, today I'll be starting a new module called number system. For all of you who do not know about Apex, guys, we take the in-depth classes from the basics to the high level here. I mean, the CRT classes might be an example for most of you. So we do not go like a typical class with a handout 20 questions to complete. We try to cover up all the models which are involved. So I mean, when the lockdown started, just for example, like I started taking algebra classes for my CAT students, and we had taken on overall of 20 classes and approximately 18 questions per class. So we have solved around 300 odd questions in algebra only here. So that's the way in which we go ahead. Similarly, when I'm starting numbers today, I'm expecting this to take again approximately 16 to 18 classes, which will again be close to 250 odd questions, guys. So that's how we go ahead with the classes in Apex also, right? And we do not take more than 100 students a year, guys. 100 students for CAT and 100 students for GRE. So the whole idea is to focus on the quality part altogether. So that's a small brief about us. So let's not make it a marketing session here. Both the classes for CAT and GRE, the free online classes are going to be conducted from 6:30 to 8 in the evening for next 2 weeks. By May 3rd, all the free classes will get over, guys. And yeah, you'll have to just drop a message to me at this number here. It's mentioned in the slide. Either a message or you can also directly send me a WhatsApp, preferably a WhatsApp message. Clear? So we're starting number system today. That's going to be a very interesting module. So interested guys can always join. Clear? So make use of lockdown, guys. I mean, simple. I mean, the whole idea is to offer you free classes only to make use of lockdown. Okay. So let's get started, guys. Any issues with the classes? I hope things are slowly sorting out. There's a small feedback before we go ahead. Any issues? From today, the app will be ready. In the app, you will find a lot of tests, guys. Do not worry. So app will be ready by today afternoon. You can join in the afternoon today. You can download the app, okay? So a few changes have to be done. And the app is by the name of Aptitude Experts, which will be in the open mode already. But you won't be able to see any data inside the app. Yeah, 8:45 will be too late here. The classes are going to start at 8:30 in the morning. Devdeep, I do not have a say in your college timetable. From the college end, you will have a quant test, I guess, today or tomorrow. Yeah, all the topics with respect to CRT will be covered. GRA classes 6:30 to 8 in the evening, Nandakishore. Test your college will be informing, Nana. That will be conducted by your college. There will be a test maybe today or tomorrow. There will be a separate test on quant and a separate test on verbal ability. Manasa, that you need to talk to your college, Manasa. I repeat, I am not conducting these classes. I am asked to take the classes, okay? Yeah, today you will be having a quant exam here. All of you who have a doubt. Yeah, exam on all the topics covered till now only here. So your quant will be on percentage, ratios, and averages. So 10 questions each. So 30 questions test. I guess there's some portal from your college end here. It is already in the Abhyasa Pariksha mod portal. Yes, guys. So as per students who are saying, the test is already available in the Abhyasa Pariksha portal. Clear? Then I guess your college has to decide here. I just gave the question paper to them. Clear, guys? So you'll be given the instructions before you start the test. Do not worry. Let's not waste our time here. And a lot of you guys, Samuel, can you please stop your video here? Yep, thank you. Here. I don't know if you're seeing the recordings or not. A lot of you have been using your video. Somebody just joined now. Divya Kala. Yeah. Clear, guys. So let's enter into this topic. And thank you for being a very wonderful audience, guys. It's been really a great experience to teach you guys. Yeah. So let's deal with today's class. Today we'll be learning again a very interesting topic called profit and loss. Right. So majorly for me, profit and loss, if you ask me, this chapter would involve majorly the concepts of ratios. Number two, the concept of percentages are important here. And guys,
వీరి కనెక్ట్ అయింది.
mute. Okay, I'll just do it from my end. Yeah. Clear? So ratios, application of ratios is really important. Applications of percentage is also really important. Teja, I'll reply to your query, Nano. Clear? And you'll be dealing with some terms involved in this chapter called profit and loss. Okay. So we'll be dealing with a total of 6 terms. Chandrahas, can you please stop your video, guys? Just 1 minute, guys. Yeah. So there'll be 6 terms in profit and loss that we will be, looking at completely. So that's something which is really important, and majorly we'll be applying the concepts of ratios and percentages only. Clear, guys? Right. So what are the 6 terms that we deal with? So this is what I term it as, the profit and loss triangle, guys. I mean, if you want to avoid formulas in the whole chapter, right? This is the triangle that you need to keep in mind. Clear? Now what happens here? Let us understand each and every term. Now suppose I buy a shirt for, let's say, 1,000 rupees. Clear? So since I'm buying the shirt at 1,000 rupees, the cost price becomes 1,000. Clear? So what is cost price? Cost price is nothing but we all know it's the price that I'm investing to purchase a product. So 1,000 becomes my cost price. Clear? Now suppose I plan to sell this shirt for 1,500 rupees. Okay. Now can you tell me what will 1,500 become selling price or something else? Suppose I plan to sell this shirt for 1,500 rupees. So can I have a answer? What will be my 1,500? Yeah, please understand, I am not selling at 1,500. I am planning to sell at 1,500. Or I am labeling my product. Clear? The tag on my product says it is 1,500. Clear? Since I'm not sold at this price, we will be terming this thing called marked price. Now, this is the second thing that you need to understand in this chapter. It is called marked price. Now, what is marked price? Marked price is nothing but, if you ask me in layman terms, it is nothing but your MRP. Clear? Your mark price in layman terms is also called MRP. Now, it is not necessary that I always pay at MRP. I also commit, sometimes I also pay a price that is less than the MRP. In fact, we Indians have this habit of asking discounts on everything. Clear? So the labeled price is called the MRP. So we can also call this as my tag price. We can also this call as my list price. We can also call this as my shelf price. Clear? So this is not the price at which I'm finally selling you. Therefore, we are introducing a new term called mark price. Clear? So from cost price, see, this is how the cycle also goes, right? So first I'm buying a product, then I decide at what price will I want to sell. So from cost price, I'm introducing a mark price, that is by this triangle. Clear? Now let's say after certain discount, I end up selling you this at 1,200 rupees. Now this is the price at which I'm selling it to you. Clear? So this becomes my final selling price, and that's why the relationship is from mark price to selling price. Clear, guys? So 3 important points and 3 important definitions. So I repeat, my cost price is 1,000 because this is the price at which I'm incurring. Now I'm planning to sell at a certain price called 1,500. So 1,500 becomes my mark price. Clear? And finally, after certain bargain, I'm selling this product to you at 1,200 rupees. So therefore, 1,200 becomes my selling price. Now it's all about understanding this triangle. So I'm sure you understand this part of the triangle. So from cost price, I'm moving to mark price. And from mark price, there is selling price. This is one part of the triangle. The other part that the shopkeeper knows is going to be from cost price to selling price. So it's a triangle that we need to understand. If you understand these terms, it's going to be very easier. Clear? So we know the difference between cost price and selling price is called profit or loss. Now, how do I frame formulas? Understand it very clearly. Clear? So understand it very clearly that from cost price, if I'm selling the product. Clear? So the gap between that is called either profit or loss, right? So how do I frame the formula? The arrow is going from cost price to selling price. Okay. So my formulas would be cost price plus profit is equal to selling price, since the arrow is going from cost price to selling price. If there's a loss, then what happens? Cost price minus loss is equal to selling price. Both the formulas are really important. Clear? Now, the next part. Now, I might not even be just given profit or loss. I might also be given a profit percentage or a loss percentage. Now, you understand why did I write multiplying factor? If I'm given profit percentage, then I know that profit is positive. Profit percentage means nothing but I am increasing by some certain percentage. Clear? So if you understand the simple formula, my formula of selling price becomes cost price plus profit percentage of cost price is equal to selling price. So if you can take cost price common, this becomes 1 plus P by 100 is equal to SP. Or if you further simplify, this is nothing but 100 plus P by 100. Now you can start recollecting what we learned in percentages chapter. This 100 plus P by 100 is called nothing but my multiplying factor. Clear? So in short, I know that my cost price into the multiplying factor will be the selling price. Let me take a small example. Suppose the question says there is a profit of 20% made. Now profit means positive. So 20% increase means my multiplying factor becomes 100 plus 20 by 100. Clear? So my equation would be 100 plus 20 by 100 of cost price is equal to selling price. Yes, I need to remember the formula. Now the only thing I need to understand is from what direction to what direction is the arrow going. It's going from cost price to selling price. So my formula will start determining from here. Clear? Similarly, let's say if I give you there is a loss of 20%. Loss of 20% means there is a percentage decrease. Okay. So when I'm going for a percentage decrease, my formula would become 100 minus 20 by 100 of cost price is equal to selling. Clear? So this is how I determine my formulas for the first part of the triangle. Clear with this, guys? So I repeat, in short, since the arrow is moving from here to here, because see, if you understand the triangle, you need not remember the formulas. You can derive the formulas. Cost price plus or minus profit or loss is equal to selling price. Cost price into multiplying factor is equal to selling price. Now, two things. I wanted to understand this slide. If you remember, we discussed this in the class. Remember this? From multiplying factor, how do I understand the percentage change? So it's multiplying factor minus 1 into 100. Clear? So if you want to know, let's say the profit percentage. The formula of profit percent is simple. Profit percentage or loss percentage will be profit or loss by cost price into 100. The arrow is moving from here to here, therefore my base will be my cost price. Clear? If you are good at multiplying factor, guys, you can also calculate your profit percentage. Your multiplying factor will be nothing but SP by CP. Clear? Now, since you have multiplying factor, I know percentage change will be multiplying factor minus 1 into 100. You can choose any one of these methods to apply your answers. Clear, guys? The same way, if you understand, you can derive now the formulas from other parts of the triangle as well. Clear? Now, if I go from cost price to mark price, now the gap between cost price and mark price is called markup, which is always positive. Which means what? Nobody will plan to sell a product at a loss. Clear? Now, if I derive the formula from here to here, what happens? It's cost price. The arrow is moving from here to here. So cost price plus markup is equal to mark price. Second formula, cost price, if I'm given markup percentage, it's markup percentage of cost price is equal to mark price. Suppose you want to use multiplying factor, this would be cost price into 100 plus markup percentage by 100 is equal to mark price. Clear? Last formula would be markup percentage would be markup upon cost price into 100. Focus on the denominator. Denominator will be from where the arrow is going. Clear? Now the third part of the triangle is going to be mark price and selling price. Clear? Now we all clearly know that if you go to a mall, let's say the price of the jeans is 2000 and the shopkeeper announces a 20% off. So how much do I end up paying him? So I first calculate 20% of 2000. So my final selling price that I pay him is 2000 minus 20% of 2000. Let's be very clear. This beautiful term is called discount. Kasi, I'm coming down to your answers. I'm sure Kasi Reddy, you would have asked discounts in your life to a lot of people. So Kashi is asking, what is the use of MP, sir? Why don't we directly sell? right? So we have been asking discounts to everything. Now please understand, because of the discount factor being existing in the planet, we use mark price. Clear? So now the mathematical usage of discount is negative. So how to derive my formula? The arrow is going from mark price to selling price. So this becomes mark price minus discount is equal to selling price. Clear? Discount mathematically is negative in nature, right? So the sign used will be minus sign. Clear? Second part. Now, if I'm given discount percentage, mark price minus discount percentage of mark price is equal to selling price. If you want to use the multiplying factor, it is mark price into 100 minus discount percentage by 100 is equal to selling price. Clear? 100 minus discount percentage. Now, if you want to calculate discount percentage is equal to discount upon mark price multiplied by 100. The focus of the arrow is simple. Your denominator will be the portion from where your arrow is moving ahead. This should be your final answer. Any doubts before we enter into the mainstream questions? You want formulas, guys? Yeah. Now understand the formulas. Take 2 minutes. Understand the slide. You want to note down the formulas? Please note down the formulas. See, understand, instead of these 8 different formulas, if you just understand the flow of the triangle, it becomes your the chapter becomes pretty easy. If I understand this part, yeah, simple. Yeah, percentage change and profit are same. Percentage change is same as profit percentage or loss percentage. Percentage change is also same as markup percentage, and percentage change is also same as discount percentage. Okay, guys. So moving forward to the second slide of formulas. Yep. So this is the second slide of formula, which is involving markup and there's cost price and mark price. So I repeat, the arrow goes from cost price to mark price. So I'm mentioning the flow of the arrow also, which will help you to derive the formulas in the exam. Advise this to all my CAT students. The best part to do to solve profit and loss questions is draw the triangle on the top of your rough notes. You'll never ever have any trouble in terms of formulas. Okay, guys, moving forward, markup is always positive. Clear? Now the last part that we are looking at is So every multiplying factor you can keep in mind. What is multiplying factor? This is just a revision of percentages class. So whenever percentage increase or percentage decrease is given, I calculate multiplying factor. Clear? And how do I calculate multiplying factor? My multiplying factor is going to be initial value into multiplying factor is equal to final value. Clear? And the next part is percentage change from multiplying factor. For all of you who are good at percentages, guys, use multiplying factor. Multiplying factor is the approach which will help you to simplify your chapters easily. Clear? So this is all about formulas and the terms. Let's start solving the question. Very simple question to start off with. Yeah, somebody wants the first slide screenshot. Guys, I repeat, take the screenshot if you want to. Yep. I'm giving 30 seconds for each slide. You can simplify this. Yep. So moving forward, take the screenshot if you take the image if you want to. Next image. Next image. Yeah, let's start solving. Now, I'm talking about cost price and selling price. Now, let's understand how many ways can you solve. So, I know the arrow is going from cost price to selling price. Clear? So, if this is 400 and this is 600, when selling price is more than the cost price, I get a profit. So, therefore, there's a profit of 200. Clear? One way. Now, since the arrow is going from cost price to selling price, a lot of you gave me wrong answers as well. Please understand, my profit percent will be calculated on cost price. So, your formula of profit percentage would be profit upon CP multiplied by 100. So which is going to be 200 by 400 into 100, which will be 50 percentage. Clear? Now let's try to use multiplying factor concept. To understand, cost price into multiplying factor is equal to selling price. Or I can simplify that. My multiplying factor is equal to SP by CP. Clear? So what is SP by CP here? SP by CP will be nothing but 6 by 4, that is equal to 1.5. So if my multiplying factor is 1.5, the percentage change will be minus 1 into 100. So I'm getting a plus 50 percentage, which means there is a 50% profit. Just if all these you need not do if you are good at multiplying factor. I would directly calculate 6 by 4, that is 1.5. 1.5 means 50 percentage more. Okay, guys, or if you want, you can use the formula also. Multiplying factor, sorry, yeah, multiplying factor minus 1 into 100 percentage will be the percentage change from multiplying factor. Clear? And I repeat, profit is calculated on cost price. A lot of you calculate on selling price and give the answer. Yep, can you get the answer of this, please? Yeah, begin a very simple question to understand the triangle part. So let's not waste too much of time in these questions. Clear? Now the question says an article was bought at 600 rupees. So I know that again the formula goes cost price to selling price. That means I'll always calculate profit or loss beat percentage on cost price. So I know that my cost price is equal to 600. There's a profit of 20%. So I calculate profit on cost price. This is one way of solving. So my selling price will be nothing but 720. Second way of solving, I can see there's a profit of 20%. That means percentage increase. Clear? So if there's a percentage increase, I will write 120 percentage of cost price. I repeat, multiplying factor into cost price is equal to selling price. Okay. So this will be my selling price. So 0, 0, 0, 0 will get cancelled. So 12 into 60, my answer is going to be 720. We have one more simple application, guys. Yep, so please focus that 7,200 is your selling price now, okay? And there's a profit of 20%. I repeat, my formula says cost price into multiplying factor is equal to selling price. Clear? So therefore, I have cost price here. Now multiplying factor with a growth of 20%, the multiplying factor will become 100 plus 20 by 100. Clear? And I'm given that selling price is going to be 7,200. So in short, you have cost price into 120 by 100 is equal to 7,200. 0, 0 gets cancelled. This is 12 ones are 12 600s. So the cost price is going to be 600 into 10. That is going to be 6,000. Clear? So I repeat, all the calculations will be happening on cost price because the formula goes from cost price to selling price, nothing else. Guys, a lot of you have been asking previous question. Previous question answer is 720 here. Clear? Moving forward, guys. Yeah, can I solve this question, please? Yeah, let's see this, guys. So A sells an article to B at a profit of 20 at 25% profit, and B sells to C at a profit of 20%. Okay. So let me first understand. Let's assume that the cost price of A, let's say, is 100x. Now A sells to B at a 25% profit. So I know 25% of 100 will be 125. Now what will this be? This will be either selling price of A. Now I know that selling price of A is equal to cost price of B. So 125x would be nothing but the cost price of B. Now B is selling the same at a profit of 20%, right? So 20% on what? On 125. So B's profit will be, I repeat, I calculate profit on cost price. So B's cost price is 125x. So this is 20 ones are 25s and 5 ones are 5 25s. That means I'm making a profit of 25x. So 125 plus 25x, which will give us how much? That is 150x. Now what is 150x? 150x is either selling price of B, but B sold to whom? B sold to A, right? So that should be equal to, sorry, B sold to C. So that should be equal to cost price of C. So this is how it goes. Now, by what percentage is CP of C more than A? So I mean, I'm interested in C and I'm comparing with A. So by default, your formula becomes A is in your denominator. It's C minus A by A into 100. So C is 150x minus A is 100x divided by A is going to be 100x multiplied by 100, which will be nothing but 50%. Yeah, can we solve the same one with a different question, please? Just 1 second, guys. A lot of students are asking to explain once again. Now, please understand, I'm given A sells an article to B at a profit of 25%. And that cost price plus profit is equal to selling price. So I'm assuming CP of A to be 100x. Now 25% of 100. will be 25x. So I'm say A is selling to B at a profit of 25x, which means either selling price of A is 125x or cost price of B is 125x. Clear? Now B sells to C at a profit of 20%. Now B will charge a profit of 20% on its own cost price. Clear? So that will be how much? 25x. Now B is selling to C at a profit of 25x. So therefore, the selling price of C, the selling price of B or the cost price of C will be equal to 150x. Clear, guys? Yeah. So can we solve this, please, now? So I know from the previous question, CP of A is 100x. CP of B we got was 125x, and CP of C we got was 150x. Now it says if CP of A is equal to 600, that means if 100x is equal to 600, that means the value of x will be equal to 6. I repeat, the question statement is same as previous question. Now what is it asking you? How much did it cost to C? So another cost price of C is 150x. So therefore the cost price of C would be 150 into 6, that is going to be 900. Clear? Yeah, so this question is similar as the previous question, guys. It's exactly same as previous question, just that the value is changing. I repeat, from the question statement of the fourth question we got. Sri Krishna, we are discussing from the fourth question here. So from the fourth question we got CP of A is equal to 100x because the question statement is same as fourth question. Clear? CP of B, I know is at a 25% profit, that is equal to 125x. And CP of C, we got 20% more, that is going to be nothing but 150x. Now what is the question asking us? If C bought it at $1,200, which means I'm looking at if 150x is equal to 1200. Clear? So we get the value of x is equal to 1200 divided by 150. So now 15 8 is 120. Clear? If x value is 8, now what is he asking? At what price did A buy? Now A bought at 100x. Clear? So therefore the value of 100x is going to be 100 into A, that is going to be 800. Clear? So therefore the answer is going to be 800 here. Guys, we are discussing this question from the fourth question and people are asking how 150 in the sixth question. Once and for last time, because this is the last question in this model. It's about it's $100, so $800 here, don't worry. So if I'm assuming cost price of A is equal to 100x, I repeat, the profit of A will be nothing but 25% of 100x. That is equal to 25x. So cost price plus profit will be equal to selling price of A or cost price of B, which is equal to 125x. Now the profit of B will be nothing but 20% of 125x. So 20 ones are 25s are 5 ones are 525s. So the profit is further 125x. So therefore cost price plus profit is equal to selling price of B or cost price of C. Clear for all of you who had the same doubt? It's a very basic application of percentage, guys. And we have done percentage long back. Thank you all. Let's move to the next question, please. So $800 is your answer. Yeah, let's understand this question. Guys, please stop solving. Everybody with me. Now, Andrew bought 200 shirts at a total cost of X dollars. Okay. Clear? 200 shirts. So the cost price of 200 shirts is equal to X dollars. This is what is given. Now he sold each shirt at 25% above the original cost. Right? So 25% more. Clear? So can I say from here that cost price of, sorry, selling price, no? So selling price of 200 shirts will be 125 by 100 of X. Clear? You see, if each shirt I'm selling at 25% profit, so overall also I'm selling at 25% profit, no? Because there's no change in the whole process. Clear? Now, he's not asking the selling price of 200 shirts, he's telling you in terms of X, what is the selling price of each shirt? If 200 shirts, this can be written as 5 by 4, okay? If the selling price of 200 shirts is equal to 5x by 4, then I can say that selling price of each shirt will be nothing but 5x by 4 into 200. Here I'll divide the whole fraction by 200. So this becomes 5 ones are 5 40s are. So therefore the value is going to be x divided by 160. I've taken 25% profit only. Go for Raju. Clear guys, I've taken 25% profit, and after 25% profit, my selling price, if you are confused with the formula, your selling price is equal to cost price into multiplying factor. Ashok, if he's selling each shirt at 25% above the cost price, and I'm selling all the shirts, so my overall profit will also be 25% kadana, na? I've done it with the help of multiplying factor, Vivek. This is multiplying factor. Okay guys, moving forward. Yeah, can we solve this please? Yeah, so an article is sold. Okay, an article is sold at a certain price, results in a loss of 7%. I repeat. So cost price, Kashok, I'll be replying to your query in some time, Nana. cost price into multiplying factor is equal to selling price, right? Which means the simplified concept is your profit or loss is calculated on cost price. Clear? Now, so if there's a loss of 7%, so can I say, let me assume that cost price is 100x. So I calculate loss of 7% on my cost price only, no? So it's 7% of 100x. That means there is a loss of 7x. And I know cost price minus loss is equal to selling price. So my selling price will be nothing but 93x. Clear? Now, whereas when it is sold at $100 more, right? So the same article, right? It results in 13% profit. So we know again profit is calculated on cost price. So now the profit is going to be how much? 13x. Which means according to us, the selling price should be 113x. Right? But the question says that this 113x is nothing but when the article is sold at $100 more. $100 more than what? More than the previous selling price. Right? So 113x is 93x plus 100. So I get 20x is equal to 100, or the value of x is equal to 100 by 20, which is equal to 5. Clear? If the value of x is equal to 5, the question is asking us the cost price of the article. So therefore the cost price of the article will be nothing but 100 into 5, which is going to be 500. So almost 95% of you gave the correct answer. Clear? Now there's a small query which I guess Ashok has been getting disturbed with. He's been saying that in the previous question. Now let us take a small example, Ashok. Let's say cost price of one shirt is equal to 100 rupees and I'm making a profit of 10% Kana. Okay. Now suppose I am selling 10 shirts. What will be the overall profit percentage? Okay. The selling price of each shirt will be how much? 100 plus 10, that will become 110, right? So selling price of 10 shirts will be how much? That is going to be 1100. Okay. So what is cost price of 10 shirts? 10 into 100, that is 1000. Clear? So my overall profit percentage will be overall profit by cost price into 100. So 1100 minus 1000 will be how much? 100. And I calculate profit on cost price, that is 1000 multiplied by 100, which will be 10%. So please understand, Ashok, if I'm making a profit of 10% on each shirt and I'm selling my overall lot, which means overall also I'll be making a 10% profit only. Now here he's saying he has made 25% profit on each shirt. So therefore, overall also will be assuming that he has made a 25% profit. Clear, Ashok? This question in the form of multiplying factor might not be possible, Amma, here. You can do one thing. You can say if you want to use multiplying factor, a loss of 7%. So let the cost price be x. So 93x by 100 will be your selling price. 1. Okay. Now if you read the question, I know that my selling price 2 is equal to selling price 1 plus $100. This is what the question is saying. Had I sold at $100 more, so my selling price 2 is $100 more than the selling price 1. Clear? If there's a 13% profit, my selling price 2, Monica wants me to do with the help of multiplying factor approach, guys. So I'm just repeating with multiplying factor. Now if I replace it here, Monica, you'll get the same answer number. 113 by 100 x is equal to 93x by 100 plus 100. So from here you can directly get the value of x is equal to $500. Clear, Monica? Let's solve this, please. Yep, Raju incurs a loss of 20 percentage by selling an article for 600 rupees. Clear? So one thing first, first things first. Right? If there's a loss of 20 percentage, there are two ways of going ahead. If you want, you can use multiplying factor also. If you want, you can use basic method also. Profit or loss is calculated on cost price. Okay. So one way of doing this is let the cost price of the article be 100x. So there's a loss of 20 percentage. There's a loss of 20 percentage means 20% of 100 will be 20x. Clear? So according to us, the selling price should be equal to 80x, and according to the question, that is equal to 600 rupees. Now do not jump into conclusions and get the value of x. Now the question says find the selling price of the article if he wishes to make a profit of 60 percentage, right? So the same article, which means the cost price does not change. Now I'll calculate 60% of 100. 60% of 100 will now be a 60x ka profit. So according to us, the selling price should be 160x. The logic is simple. If 80x is equal to 600, 160x, that means I want double of this. Clear? So double of this will also be equal to double of this, and therefore the answer is going to be 1200. Clear? Now, if you want to go ahead on these lines, the same way with multiplying factor, if there's a loss of 20 percentage, my multiplying factor becomes 80 by 100 of cost price is equal to 600. He wants to make a profit of 60 percentage. That means the question is asking us the value of 160 by 100 of the same cost price is equal to what? The easier way is you can divide them. X gets cancelled, 100 gets cancelled, 81s or 82s are. So your required selling price, or let me do this. Your required selling price is equal to 160 nana 2 into 600. That's going to be 1200. Clear? Let's move forward, guys. Yep, Kirti, I've replied to you on message. Yep, can you solve this, please? What does score mean? How many of you have this idea? A score means, Swarup, it won't be dozen here. A score means 20 eggs here. I repeat, a score means 20 eggs. It's a unit of measurement, guys. Yeah, let's see. A shopkeeper buys 100 eggs at $1.5 per egg. That means the total cost price of 100 eggs would be how much? $150. On the way, 4 eggs fell down and broke. That means we have how many eggs now? 96 eggs left. Clear? So that means my total selling price of those 96 eggs. So can I say 40 per score, which means 40 for 20 eggs. That means one X selling price is nothing but 2 rupees or $2. So 96 into 2 will be how much? 192. Clear? So 2 6 are 12, 2 I carry 1, 2 9 are 18 plus 1 is 19. Now please understand the selling price of remaining 4x, they were broken, therefore that is 0. Now always remember you will have to equate the cost price of X articles with selling price of X articles always. Score means 20 here. Clear? So therefore now my cost price, so my profit percentage will be profit upon CP multiplied by 100. That is 192 minus 150 by 150 into 100. Which is going to be how much? 42 by 150 into 100. So 53s are 52s are, and this is going to be 3 into 14. So therefore your answer is going to be 28 percentage will be your final answer. Clear? So you can note down if you want to, just take 30 seconds. You can post your doubt, Prakash, which part? We are talking about the whole transaction, Harshita, not just one egg. Yeah, Prakash, I'm replying to your query, Nana. Others, move forward, please. Prakash, I've replied to your query. Moindeen, I also replied your query. The profit per egg. Ishwar, I replied to your query. Harshita replied to your query. Yeah, let's solve this question, please. So Richard buys two commodities for $60,000 each. Okay. So he sells one at a profit of 20% and another at a loss of 20%. Find the overall profit or loss percentage. So straightforward answer, no? So in one case, I am buying for 60,000. I'm making a profit of 20% of 60,000. That is going to be how much? 12,000. Clear? Now, in the second case, I am again buying an article for 60,000, but here I'm making a loss of 12,000. Now, please understand, if I'm making a profit here and loss here, that means my overall profit or loss will be 0 rupees. Clear? So if overall profit or loss is 0, which means my answer here is going to be 0%. Simple. And the amount of profit or loss will also be 0. Clear? Now this is a simple model, guys. If the profit of certain articles is same, okay. Now remember the shortcut directly. If cost price of articles is same, clear, right? And he says X percentage maybe profit or loss. Let's say A percentage profit or loss in the first. Let's say B percentage profit or loss in the second. So the overall profit or loss percentage will be A plus B divided by 2. Simple. If there's a loss, have a minus sign, guys. Let's say I give you A% profit or loss, B% profit or loss, and C% profit or loss. Then the overall profit or loss percentage would be A plus B plus C divided by 3. And so on and so on and so on. This becomes your logic. Clear, guys? Now suppose in this question I would have told you he makes a profit of 20% on the first and loss of 10% on the second. Can you give me both the answers, guys? I want both the answers, guys. Yeah, let's see. So we know for sure it's a 5%. Just 1 second, guys. Yeah, we know one thing for sure, that's a 5% profit. Clear? Now 5% of what? That's more important. Most of you gave me 3,000 as the answer. Now I repeat, my overall profit percentage will be 20 minus 10 divided by 2. I repeat, instead of this, I gave you a loss of 10%. So 5%. Now please understand it's overall profit. So it will be 5% of overall cost price. Now what is overall cost price? Overall cost price of two commodities. Yeah, exactly that, Krishna Tej. Each commodity is 60,000. So therefore, this is going to be 5% of 60 into 2 is 1,20,000. Clear? So the second answer was more important to me. The actual answer is going to be there is 6,000 rupees of overall profit, which not many of you gave me the right answer. Clear? Let's look at the next question, please. What's the difference between previous question and this question, guys? Previous question spoke about cost price. Now, please understand here I have selling price. So please understand the answer will definitely not be equal to 0. There will be a certain answer to it. Yeah, let's understand this. So it says it sells two commodities at let's say 1,98,000 each. Okay, Abhishek, just have some patience, Kana. Do not worry. I'll share the answer. Do not worry, yaar. Maybe you solved it earlier, but let others solve. Clear? So I've not got too many answers so far. Let others also understand the question, Kana. Please understand, all of us are here to learn. Okay. Yeah. So I'm selling that one article. So I can say that selling price of one article is 1,98,000. Okay. Now what is happening? He's selling one of them at a profit of 10%. So what happens here? So CP of one. Now profit of 10% becomes 110 by 100 is equal to 1,98,000. Clear? So from here, can you please calculate cost price one? So this zero gets cancelled. 11 ones are 11, 88, 18,000. So cost price one will be nothing but 1,80,000. Okay. Now second part. So CP of the second article. Now here I'm making a loss of 10%. Loss of 10% means the multiplying factor of 90 by 100 is equal to 1,98,000. So again a 0 and 0 gets cancelled and this would be nothing but 22,000. So CP2 will be nothing but 2,20,000. Clear? Now, what is the question asking us? The question is asking us overall profit or loss percentage. Okay. So my overall profit or loss percentage, let's try to understand what is my total cost selling price. My total selling price is equal to 1,98,000 into 2. That will be how much? So 3 zeros will be here. 2 8 is 16, 6 I carry 1, 18 plus 1 is 19. So 3,96,000 is my total selling price. What is my total cost price? This is 1,80,000 plus 2,20,000, right? So that's going to be 4 lakhs. So please understand my cost price is greater than my selling price. So that means I'll make a loss. So there will be a loss of how much? Selling price minus cost will be minus. So that means there will be a loss of $4,000. Clear? And I repeat, so I am answering the second question. My loss is $4,000, right? So I am answering my question called. Now he's asking what is loss percentage. So my now loss percentage will be lost by CP into 100. So this will be 4,000 divided by what is my cost price? 4 lakhs into 100. Clear? Which will be nothing but 10%. Sorry, 1%. My bad. 1 2 3 1 2 3 00 00 and 4 gets cancelled. So your loss is going to be 1% loss. Clear? So this is how I solve in a very basic way and follow each and every part of the question. Clear? Now there is a shortcut for this question also. Sai, the total cost price is 1,80,000 plus 2,20,000. Sai, because you're calculating overall cost price, guys. If I'm calculating my overall cost price, I need my overall cost, overall profit. So to calculate overall profit or loss, I need my total cost price and I need my total selling price also. Clear? Now, there is a shortcut for this question as well. So the shortcut clearly says, just 1 second. Now, the shortcut clearly says that if the selling price of few articles is same, if SP of 2 articles is same, clear, and we are calculating the overall profit or loss, given that there is an X percentage profit in the first and X percentage loss in the second. Focus on this. 10% and 10%. Clear? So your overall result will always be overall loss, which is equal to X square by 100%. Simple. It's a standard rule, guys. Please appreciate this. I repeat, 2 articles is same and the profit and loss percentage here are same in terms of numerical value. Clear, guys? So overall there will be an X square by 100% loss. So here the value of X is equal to 10. So 10 square will be 100. 100 by 100 will give you 1. That means there will be a loss of 1%. Clear? So you can directly calculate this answer and get your answer, please. Can you get this question, please? If the profit and loss is given, not given, then no shortcut, kana. Not equal. Krishna, that's the basic method, kana. Yeah, let's try to understand this. Now, first of all, somebody really asked, sir, what do you mean by at the rate of? Okay, that's a really good question to ask. Now, please understand. Let me give you a simple example, guys. Bhargavi. Yeah, just 1 second, guys. Right now, so a person buys oranges at a rate of 5 per rupees two. Now, understand this logic. Now, suppose I am going to buy bananas. I'm sure all of us have done this in our life. Clear? Right? Now, when you go to a banana vendor, what do you ask? When we all go to a banana vendor, I'm sure all of us would have bought bananas at least once in our life, or we would have seen our parents buying bananas. What do I ask my vendor? I ask him dozen enta. Clear? This is what we ask. Standard rule. Let's say he says 24 rupees per dozen. Okay. I repeat, this is what shopkeeper is replying. Now, how would I write it? I would write it as bananas were bought at the rate of 12, let's say for rupees 24. Clear? Now tell me here, if you ask him dozen enter, does that mean you are buying a dozen only? Can I have a quick responses, please? When you ask the banana vendor dozen enter, do you buy dozen only? No. Suppose I'm like an individual person staying in a hostel, so maybe I just need 4 bananas. So what will I conclude? If I'm making a statement like this, that means if you buy 12 bananas, you end up paying 24 rupees. Clear? So therefore, you will do the conversion simple, that without bargaining, he will give me each banana for how much price? 2 rupees. Now, if you want to buy 4 bananas, you will pay 2 into 4, that is 8, and you will come back. You want to buy 10 bananas, you will pay 2 into 10, that is 20, and then you come back. Do you understand the meaning of this example now completely? Clear? So when I'm saying at the rate, it just means at a certain rate. That does not mean you are buying those many articles. Clear? Right, so moving forward guys, so when he's saying at the rate does not mean he's buying those many articles. You can do two simple things. If he's buying oranges at the rate of 5 for rupees 2, which means I am buying, so cost price 5 oranges 2 rupees, so 1 orange will be how much? 2 by 5 rupees. Clear? I do not know how many are you buying. Clear? Now selling price of the whole lot at the rate of 7 for rupees 3, so 7 oranges 3 rupees, so 1 oranges will be 3 by 7. Now find the profit or loss percentage. You can use this concept here guys. When the numbers are weird, the shortcut will be use multiplying factor. So multiplying factor will be how much? SP by CP. Yep. So your SP is going to be 3 by 7 and your CP is going to be 2 by 5. So therefore your answer is going to be 3 by 7 into 2 into 5. This is your multiplying factor. I want profit or loss percentage. So percentage change from multiplying factor will be multiplying factor minus 1 into 100. So that is 15 by 14 minus 1. Instead of 1, you can write 14 by 14 into 100. The profit percentage would be 100 by 14. That will be nothing but 7.14%. Clear? Moving forward. Now there's one more simplified way to also solve this. This is one way, which is again a simplified method only. Now what is the other method of solving this? Now please understand, to comment on profit or loss, I need to compare, if I compare CP of X articles with SP of X articles only. Number of articles have to be same. Clear? Now, I'm sorry. So CP of 5 oranges is equal to 2 rupees. SP of 7 oranges is equal to 3 rupees. Now what is an easier way? I need to equate number of articles, right? So take the LCM of 5 and 7. I repeat, take the LCM of number of articles. What is LCM of 5 and 7? That is 35. Now tell me, if 5 articles are bought for 2 rupees, 35 articles will be bought for how many rupees? 7 into 7 kada? So 35 articles will be bought for how many rupees? 14 rupees. Similarly, if 7 articles are bought for 3 rupees, sold for 3 rupees, 35 articles will be sold for into 5 into 5. That is 15. Now number of articles are same, ignore it. I am buying at 14, I am selling at 15. Clear? So profit will be 1 on cost price multiplied by 100. Your answer is not going to change. Right, so moving forward guys. Yeah, can we solve this question, please? Yep. Let's look at this. So it says that by selling 56 toffees for a rupee, that means I am selling 56 toffees for 1 rupee. I wish we had these days. Here, a vendor loses 30%. Okay. So let's understand. So can I say selling price of one toffee will be equal to 1 by 56? Now understand this, okay? If selling price of one toffee is 1 by 56, that means 56 toffees for a rupee. Clear? If I tell you selling price of one toffee is equal to 1 by x, I would say selling x toffees per a rupee. So I'm focusing on my denominator and numerator should be 1. That's really important. Okay. Now, he's making a loss of 30%. That means, can I say if there's a loss of 30%, multiplying factor is 70 by 100. I do not know cost price of each toffee. Now that is equal to my selling price of each toffee. Clear? Now, how many toffees for a rupee should he sell in order to gain 40% profit? To gain 40% profit, my multiplying factor should become 140 by 100 into CP is equal to what? Now, simplest way to understand is, can I say 70 by 100 into 2 will be giving me 140 by 100? Here, so therefore my correct answer becomes 1 by 56 into 2. Logic is quite simple. If I'm multiplying my LHS by 2, I have to multiply my RHS also by 2. If I multiply my LHS by 2, what do I get on my left hand side? 2 into 70. I will get 140 by 100. That is what is asked in the question. So 140 by 100 of CP's equivalent value is 2 by 56. 2 by 56 is going to be 1 by 28. This is going to be our answer. Clear, guys? Yeah, so let's stop here. It's 10:15 already. Okay, I'm sorry. So 1 by 28, right? If I say 1 by 28, which means 28 toffees per a rupee is my answer. Thank you, Bhavani, to point out. Yeah, this is selling price of one toffee amount. I repeat, if each toffee is 1 by 28, my conversion is 28 toffees per a rupee is going to be your answer. Is this point clear, guys? Because I wanted 140 by 100 kadaka, na? Prithvi. I am given 70 by 100 here. 70x by 100, etc. That is 1 by 56. If I want 140x by 100, so can I say 2 into 70 by 100 will give me 140. So if I multiply my LHS by 2, I multiply my RHS also by 2. Clear? So let's stop here, guys, because the next model is going to be a different model altogether. So we'll discuss from the next model in tomorrow's class. Right? And you can download the app by today afternoon. I'll be uploading the videos and everything else in the app by just now after some time. So I repeat, you can go to Play Store. You will have an app by the name of Aptitude Experts. Clear? And this will be the logo in the app. Okay, so thanks a lot, guys. Thank you for being a wonderful audience. Thanks a lot once again. Have a great day. Vivek, you can download in the afternoon. Yeah, by afternoon it will be ready. Do not worry.